dear listeners. You are listening to Link FM on 96.7 FM, and this is the English episode of The Choice. Al Khayar. Good afternoon to everybody. I have with me in the studio Zarhoun.
Assalamu alaikum and everyone, and I will wish you a good morning and good afternoon in the same time. And I hope everybody doing well and they had a good weekend from the past.
Inshallah. Today weather is very nice, isn't it? It's not very cold and it's very hot.
Yeah, yesterday weather was really nice.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. It was really warm though for September, you know.
Yeah, we hope that the weather will keep warm, and because we didn't have really good summer, did we?
True. And the summer we had, everybody were at home. You know, nobody could go out. And yeah, I've seen a few posts on the social media that even in a lockdown, people trying to go to National Park, you know, Peak District,
Yes.
just to sneak in and, you know, go for a walk. And I was like, God, you know, breaking the rule. But it was really lovely weather.
Yeah, I think this COVID-19 is really causing lots of people lots of struggles, and we will speak about this later, maybe in a future shows. But today's show is about the relationship between the dad and the children. In any society, you know, the family is a big concern. And the relationship between dads and children is a key to build up a healthy and good family. Today we will be focusing on what happened, how the family has been structured, and how the socio-economic, what do you mean by social economic and political factors may shape the families and may shape the role of the dad, and how the role of the dad has been damaged for years and led to children being in the street and mothers taking overcome with responsibility that they shouldn't do. We will be on from now until 1 o'clock, and if you would like to call us on the studio hotline 0114261881, 0793984939. As usual, we start with the song, and I was requested to play ما نسيتك to Hussein Jasmi. I don't forget you to Hussein Jasmi. I wish you enjoy it, and then we'll come back to you after the song.
ما نسيتك وانت تدري حتى قلبي صار بيتك. ما نسيتك من لقيتك كانت أسعد لحظة عندي يا حبيبي من لقيتك. ما نسيتك وانت تدري حتى قلبي صار بيتك. ما نسيتك من لقيتك كانت أسعد لحظة عندي يا حبيبي من لقيتك. انت روحي وياه يقدر ينسى روحي. انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه. انت روحي وياه يقدر ينسى روحه. انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه. انت وردة ومن دمع عيني سقيتك. ما نسيتك يا حبيبي. ما نسيتك. وافرح بملقاك ليا. ما نسيتك لا تظن اقدر اعوفك حتى لو تبعد عليا. وافرح بملقاك لي ما نسيتك لا تظن اقدر اعوفك حتى لو تبعد عليا عيوني ما تفارق ضيوفك غالي انت شقد عليا عيوني ما تفارق ضيوفك غالي انت شقد عليا انت روحي وياه يقدر ينسى روحه انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه انت روحي وياه يقدر ينسى روحه انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه انت ورده ومن دمع عيني سقيتك ما نسيتك ما نسيتك يا حبيبي ما نسيتك ما نسيتك انت حبي من البداية ويا حبيبي اللي ينسى حبه ما نسيتك انت اول كلمة انت قلبي ما ينساها صعبة لا ما نسيتك انت حبي من البداية يا حبيبي اللي ينسى حبه ما نسيتك انت اول كلمة قلبي ما ينساها صعبة كلمة الحب والحنان عاشت بقلبي زمان كلمة الحب والحنان عاشت بقلبي زمان انت روحي وياهم يقدر ينسى روحه انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه روحي وياهم يقدر ينسى روحه انت سر شلون للعالم ابوحه انت وردة ومن دمع عيني سقيتك ما نسيتك يا حبيبي ما نسيتك
Manisetek was Tuhsin Al Jasmi, and today's show, as we said, it's about the role of the dad in the family, and the speech is to Zarghun.
Is definitely the role of the dad, with the kids, and how he's controlling. One of the words I've learned today, and I've been looking at, is a very interesting topic, to talk about today. But it's called patriarchy, and it's coming from 3,100 years. It's coming from long time, and as I was looking. And I can imagine, in my country, and a lot of even.
So, what is patriarchy referring to?
Referring is more like a man's in the power.
Yeah, the control of the dad.
The control of the dad. Even in every society, the man have the power, and we come to the point that it's natural now.
It had been normalized.
Is very natural, even in the house, is automatically lead to the person you know, who is the top person. Like dad is in the home, who's older, he become a president, you know, and under the, if it's an older brother, then he step there, you know, if dad is no, he controlling as a president. So it's more like a power, and it's a natural now, become a natural, because it comes from really, really far, you know, it's 3,000 years.
I think the problem is that lots of people, they don't recognize that with all this technology and modernization, and the psychology of us and the behavior is still the same. And I think this is the breakdown in the societies, and these children are just fighting in the street and killing each other is very much related to this understanding of the father who is in control, and he is eligible to do everything he wants. He is supported by the politics, he is supported by the religion, he is supported by the media, he is supported by the language, and he is supported by the society and the community. He is supported to do what he thinks is right for him, and you know, thinking that as he is the leader, then he could really take over and damage, in many cases, damaging the family. Of course, today we will have lots of people who would come to me and say, "Oh, Dr. Shad, oh, Zarghon, you are referring to the negative side of the role of the dad." Well, today's show is focusing on that, guys. This is the purpose of today's show, to focus on how this misunderstanding to the role of the dad in the house has led to crisis. And these crises, we can see them now in the street. We can see them now, where the children are just, you know, killing each other. We see young people who are dealing drugs. We see young people on social media bullying each other, you know, harming each other. Of course, there is a role for the mom. So, but we are not talking about this today. We are focusing today on how the role of the dad, how this word patriarchy has damaged the role of the dad, and how it's running really from the politics to economic to society to social life to family life, how it is running from the top to down from years and years, and this really damaged the role of the dad. Now, for us to be able to talk about the role of the dad, we should first of all distinguish between the biological father, the person who gives the sperm to the mom so she gets pregnant and she delivers a baby. And this is, we see a lot of them around. Yeah, we see biological dad everywhere. And you know, many people can be a biological dad. It's not a magic, huh? It's very easy to be biological dad, if you have the capacity.
If you have the capacity.
Yeah. So if you have the capacity as a man, as a male, not a man, as a male, if you have a capacity, brother, then you can produce children. It's not a big thing, yeah? To make children is not a big thing. But to take care of the children is the key. And here we transfer from being a biological dad to become a dad. And a biological dad, as we said, a young man in the age, a young male in the age of 14, who has his puberty, can produce children. So let's talk about how, from the moment your wife or you knew you're gonna be dad, how you should do it, and what is happening in reality. One of the concepts, and which are very common, if you get the woman pregnant, more likely, if you are not responsible, you ask her immediately to, you know, kill the baby. You ask her immediately, and I'm speaking here about cases, many cases where the man doesn't take the responsibility. Oh, you run away. You don't ask her to get rid of the baby, you run away. In that sense, you can't claim you are a dad here, because from the moment you knew that your fruit is there, you said, I can't take the responsibility. And you left the mom at that moment to be the mom and the dad. So we have many people like this. For those people who are thinking in this way, and they think that they can do that, we shall say today, guys, you need to listen carefully to this show, because that means that a human you produced and you are responsible for, you will be responsible forever. So before you think of making a relationship and producing children, remember that this child which the woman will be pregnant with, it will be your own child forever. So you can't rid of it. You can't get rid of it, because that baby will be yours if you are a believer, it will be your baby until the hereafter. Yeah, it will be forever. And when we say forever, we mean forever, because
till the day you are alive. This is your responsibility.
yeah, and from the day this woman gets pregnant until, if you are a believer, then until the akhirah, Allah will ask you about it. Allah will ask you about this child. So once you think about a pleasure, remember that that pleasure would really produce a baby, and that baby will be yours forever. If you are not a believer, it will be yours for generation and generation, because his genes will be transferred from you to him and to his generations after that. So there is no way you get rid of him or her. This is first. Second, for those who are thinking about, okay, we will get baby, but I will leave him with his mom to take care of him. I'm not going to get rid of him, but okay, let the mom do the job. Well, she didn't do him by herself. If she was planning for a baby by herself, she will do it herself. She will go to a sperm bank, and then she get a sperm from the bank and be pregnant with the baby. So what is your job? What did you do for her? As a dad, I've seen many examples, many cases, guys, where the dad do not take the responsibility of the child, and they think that they are really, what they have done is enough. They get the woman pregnant. No, this is not enough. This is not your job. Because she can easily go to nowadays there is a sperm bank, and she can go to the sperm bank and make a baby. So you are not there for that. You are there to be a dad. We have a friend called Ukan on Facebook. He said, the responsibility of upbringing a children is not on the father, but on the both parents, father and mother. Once I had a lecture for a Lebanese lecturer who asked the audience following question: who is killing or hugging his 15 or 16-year-old son or daughter these days? The answer was almost no one did it. The lecturer said, although to kiss your child is not a big something to do, but its effect is a huge. The effect is a huge. It breaks the boundaries or borders between you and your children. Otherwise, you are going to lose your children slowly and slowly. Of course, I will comment on that. Today we are focusing on the role of the father. Yes, I agree. Both parents must be responsible for raising children.
Of course.
But what is happening now? Like, we see more moms, and we have this word single mom. This concept single mom is not new, by the way, but it is new because people are claiming benefit on it. This is a political concept, but it is very common. And this single mom and alone mom. Alone mom is what we're going to speak about next week. Alone mom is the woman who is raising the children by herself, although the man is there. And you go out, you say, I will go out and earn, my job is to earn money. No, your job not is only to earn the money. Your job is to raise these children and to help the mom, to direct them, to guide them, to be responsible for their life. And as Ukan said, they need the love. They need your presence there. To go out and leave the house all day and you say, I am tired, this is not excuse. Why did you bring children then? If you are not going to take care of them and take the responsibility of them, why did you bring the children? Oh, by mistake. So you take care of your mistake then. You correct your mistake. Make sure you don't do more mistakes. I heard this a lot from brothers or sisters. Oh, I wanted 2 children, then I found myself having 5. No, you can't find yourself having 5. Some people would refer this to religion and say, oh, Allah made us do this. No, Allah doesn't make you do this. You did it yourself. You were there. Both of you when the baby made. So it's nothing to do, guys. Don't refer that. This is a wrong concept, wrong understanding. And what we see now, many families are really poor. The man is not able to earn. And you keep producing children. This is your responsibility as a man. You have to control it. And if you, as we said, if you decide to make children, and if you decide, and making children should be, making a children must be a decision. You can't make a child by mistake. It's not a mistake. Children are not mistakes. This is your life. This is your generation. These children are going to hold your genes, your family name, your dignity, your respect, your being. Part of these children are in you, and part of them is part of you in them. So, guys, could we just think carefully about what we are doing, because all this damage in the society is not happening from the children. You are blaming the weakest part all the time. Oh, the children of these days are not good. Yeah, big part of it is because you weren't really comfortable when you had the relationship with the wife, when you produced your child. Have you thought even about this? Have you thought about that connection? What environment did you produce that child in? How do you deal with the mom? How do you treat her? What kind of psychology he had when she holds the baby, when she carried that baby? It's very complicated, guys, and we have to really go deep and think about what we are doing, because the society these days is really damaged, and I think it is starting from that point where the man takes the responsibility. And I'm insisting here on the father, because we have lots of examples now in the society where father is just leaving the mom alone to take the responsibility. Sahira say it is about spending quality time with the children. Fathers must listen and contact with their children. I will come back to this, Sahira, after the advertisement. Stay with us today on today's show, the father's dad's the children relationship, and we'll come back to it.
मैं घर आया और बुढ़ी ने सानू बहुत रुलाया, फिर मिस्टर कंपनसेटर नवी टैक्सी लेकर आया, फिर मैं मुस्कुराया।
अगर आप मुस्कुराना चाहते हो तो मिस्टर कॉम्पनसेटर को अपना टैक्सी क्लेम दो, और अभी मिस्टर कॉम्पनसेटर जो क्लेम के बादशाह हैं, अप फ्रंट रेफरल देते हैं। हाँ, आपने ठीक सुना, अप फ्रंट अपना 2000 पाउंड ले लो। कॉल करो 0114-3863-386। Terms and conditions apply.
I wash my hands to protect my family.
I wear a face covering to protect my mates.
I make space to protect my colleagues.
Hands.
Face.
Space.
I wash my hands to protect strangers.
I wear a face covering to protect other passengers.
I make space to protect you.
Hands.
Face.
Space. As we spend more time indoors, we need to do whatever we can to help protect each other from coronavirus. So please, wash hands, cover face, make space.
At iLet4U, we know that being a landlord can be a frustrating business, but it doesn't have to be. iLet4U can find you tenants in under a week.
अगर आप मकान किराए पे लगाना चाहते हैं तो हमारी खिदमत हासिल करें और घर बैठे किराया पाएं। iLet4U आपको 3 से 5 साल तक गारंटीड रेंट की जमानत देता है।
Start finding tenants today by contacting iLet4U, 60 Page Hall Road, Sheffield, 0114 327 2020. iLet4U.
How do we control coronavirus now? Listen to Steph. She's a bus driver.
Now that people are using public transport again, we really need to make sure that we keep each other safe. Passengers need to stay 2 metres apart. If that's not possible, make it at least 1 metre. I want to see everyone wearing face coverings over their mouth and nose, unless you've got a good reason not to. And when you get to where you're going, you need to wash your hands. We've still got to play our part.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives. This is an important update from the government about coronavirus. We all need to stay alert so we can control the virus and reduce the risk of infection. Staying alert means you must stay at home as much as possible. Work from home if you can. Limit contact with others. Keep your distance if you go out. And wash your hands regularly. Do not leave home if you or anyone in your household has symptoms. Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
Have you been involved in a road traffic accident or suffered a personal injury in the last 3 years? Then why not come direct to your local experts at Allison Law Solicitors? Allison Law Solicitors are here to get you back on the road and your life back on track. They're recognised personal injury and industrial disease specialists with dedicated and experienced lawyers who've won thousands of pounds in compensation. And of course, it's no win, no fee. Call now on 01142 586 966 or come in and see us at 437 to 441 London Road, Sheffield. Allison Law Solicitors, a local firm for local people and helping you when you need it most.
Thousands of people who suffered sexual abuse as children have now been heard.
It was wonderful to be finally listened to.
The Truth Project, part of the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse, will close in 2021. But for now, we're still here to listen, to hear your experience, and help create a safer future for children. Search Truth Project.
Sheffield's Link FM.
Of course, you are listening to Link FM on 96.7 FM, and today's show is about the role of the dad and the role, how that role has been influenced for years by the understanding of patriarchy. So, Gazarhoun, what is your comment on that? How do you comment on Sahira? What she said? She said in her comment, she said, it is about spending a quality time with the children. Fathers must listen and connect with their children. How do you think that concept of patriarchy has influenced on the role of the dad and them understanding that they should be within the family? They should really do take care of their family and connect to their children as a man.
You know, if you look at to the system we are in today life, it's very hard. It's very hard to change it, you know. But it's gonna change slowly. But what I'm saying is the main thing: the father have to more connect with the kids, like friends, so the kids can tell them if they have any problems. You know, when two friends have a problem, they tell everything to each other. Especially kids are more close to moms, you know. And they tell everything to mom and say, look, this happened, tell to dad, please do that.
So let me hold you on that. Why do you think kids are telling the mom? Why that we created that culture of relationship? Why the kids can't really easily go to the dad? Because they fear the dad.
That's right, yeah.
So why do you create that fear in your children? Why do you need that fear?
The same thing comes up, you know, to the place that it's coming from history. It's not as something new that somebody's developing in the house. No, it's that this is coming from 600, 300 BC. You know. So.
But do you think this is right? You know, if we is it right? We are now claiming we are in the modern society. Do you think that it is right to keep claiming this? Because when I read about it, it's very much related to the tribe understanding of relationships, the tribe understanding of power. And that's why in dictator countries like Syria, for example, we say that the president will take the name of the father of the country. We see this in Pakistan, we see this in Afghanistan. The president takes the name of the father, but he is not the father. But he gives him his kind of concept to give the extra power, extra force to his position. And I think the dads as well, they take that force and they use it against the children. For example, if you see what I mean here, for example, a lot of men, they think that they can use the children's benefit. They can't take the benefit for the family, and they can't control the money and spend it their way because they think they are better in doing that. But at the end of the day, the mom is with the children. She knows better their needs. As you said, so why the mom is not in a good, you know, why the family not all together, sitting and dividing? Because this income is for the family.
That's definitely, you know, and let's come to that point when I said, you know, the kids normally close to moms. Because they're spending more time with the moms.
So why then but dad doesn't spend enough time with the kids then?
If you look at it in one way, dad is normally works, he's working. When he come home, he should have give time to kids, sit with them, have a chat, go out, talk to them, go for a walk, which is good. And I'm sure a lot of people doing it in the now time, but in history, or if you look at it in the back, boys or men are working. When they come home, they're tired, they just want to basically eat food, just sit there, and they just want to go to sleep, or have a rest. And the mom normally say, okay, don't talk, because he's sleeping or he's tired.
Because I think they think that the job of the mother is to keep they said there is no voice. Is there a voice now?
I think so. It's just okay now.
Is there a voice?
If anybody can say anything.
Samira, is there any voice?
Let me have a look in my phone.
I hope you can listen to us, guys. I think if there is no voice, please just connect to us, because we had a friend commenting, Samira. So basically, when we speak about it, we speak about the role of the dad. There is a very important, guys. What Zarghun said, that because the dad doesn't really spend time in the household, and when he spends the time in the household, he needs to come and eat and rest and sleep. But this is not a hotel, brother. This is your house. You can't just go to the house and think, well, in your mind, you organize your mind on the fact it's your unconscious mind, because your unconscious mind said, oh, I earn the money, it's the woman to do the cleaning, the woman to do the children, but you produce 7-8 children, what this woman is going to do with them? And you, on the top of that, you are asking her to help your parents and to take care of your mom and your dad, and your sister sometimes live in the same house. And sometimes your brother with other 6-7 children living in the same house. So give her a break. Just think about what you're adding. Delivering money to the house is not enough. And those brothers who are not working, well, do something good then and take care of the children. You can't just leave the children to the street, killing each other, hitting each other, bullying each other. And what you do at the house is reflecting what's happening in the what we see in the street is reflecting what is happening in the houses, guys. And for these older brothers who are now in the age of my granddad, those brothers who are over 70, I think the community needs you, guys. The families needs you to direct and not to control and put all your pressure to force your son, for example, to marry his cousin because you don't want the family to be, to take out another lady. This is not a good way of doing things, because you can see the consequences. And the consequences are children with disabilities. We spoke many times, guys, and there is many research. There are many research studies explaining how bad it is to get married from the same family. And all of you go do it, and then you have a disabled child. And that disabled child is the consequences of you not listening. And again, even the moms, even the women in the society, even the moms in our community is impacted by this understanding of the man dominating the family. And by this understanding, sisters, you are damaging that relationship. The sisters are the one who is raising the children. When you raise a child, you don't tell the child you are a man, and then you give him that power. You raise him as a human being who is responsible. First of all, you raise him as a person who would be responsible for a family, who is, yes, leader, but leader by love, by care, by responsibility, by accountability, not by force and giving him all the justification to abuse and use everything. I think this topic today might upset a lot of people, which I hope not. But as we are going toward very critical time and we see our children in the street, we have to open our eyes, guys. And opening our eyes, I'm not asking here for the woman to take over the power. No, I'm asking for you guys to rethink about your role in the family. To rethink how you raise a good children. To think about the decision of making children. To think about your responsibility and your accountability. Because, you know, let's put it in a very simple way. Let's put it in a very easy, simple way. If you want to raise a child to be your fruit, then that child should be well cared of.
Yeah.
Simple. If you want if you want to be proud of that child, you need to pay really attention to that child. Girl or boy, you need to love them, to take care of them. Spending is important to fulfill their requirement, their material requirement is very important. But at the same time, it's very important to be side and side to their mom and to support her and to love her and to take care of her and to respect her, because they will be rolling by your model. The way you are dealing. So when we see men disrespect or young people disrespecting women in the street, this is because of the dad disrespecting his wife in the house. And this is because the mom didn't really take her role as a mom, as a respected icon in the house. You know, it's very important, guys, to think about those really deep things. Don't take their life as a habit. Life is not habit. And things are changing around us. So for us to think, as Raghon said, this is very deep. Can you imagine how deep is this understanding, patriarchy? And that understanding is really there since years and years. And that understanding, we can't generalize it, but it is very common. And we see it, and we see the consequences of it in the street, where children are just bullying each other and killing each other because there is no accommodation. No one is accommodating them at home. The father figure is lost. I had with me in the Arabic show Mrs. Nadia Khallouf, and Mrs. Nadia Khallouf is a solicitor and consultant, legal consultant, and she was speaking about how the father figure is missing and how the father figure is not there because dads are only thinking as a males, and he's just running behind his desire to collect more money, his desire for more women, his desire for more rest, his desire for nice food. But what is your role and accountability in raising your children who you made? I think today's show is I have some comments on on my WhatsApp from Fred saying, oh, Dr. Shahed, you know, some people will be upset with this. Oh, okay, guys, you will be upset because it is going to be a call for you to wake up. When you see your child dealing with drugs, because you are dealing with drugs, then remember there is only two ways for drugs dealing, either prison or death.
Yeah.
You have no other third way. You think that you will be rich? Yeah, from forbidden money, haram money. You are feeding, you claim you love your children, so prove it to me. How you feed them haram money, then you're gonna take them to a very wrong pathway. If you really love your children, you need to make sure that you are accountable dad. We will go for a song, and then we'll come back after the song with more talks about how you really think as a dad.
علموني هني علموني على على حبك فتحوا لي عيوني والتقينا وانحكى علينا علموني حبك ولموني عايام الورد قلبي دايب كيف كنا وكان العمر طايب عايام الورد قلبي دايب كيف كنا وكان العمر طايب شو جرى شو غير الحبايب مرقوعة بابي وما حكوني علموني هني علموني على حبك فتحوا لي عيوني والتقينا وانحكى علينا علموني حبك ولموني.
Patriarchy is one of the important concepts that has been going on and on for years and years. And that patriarchy, this is not a hotel, brothers, as Sahira agreed to. Being a man doesn't give you the right, or being a male, sorry, because man is different to male, guys. Male, we have different type of creatures. They have males. And have you looked at the kingdom of bees? Do you know the kingdom of bees, Zarghon? You don't know about their attitude, their behavior. The kingdom of bees, there is a queen there, and the queen only look for the male who can produce produce babies for the kingdom. Otherwise, all the males, they are thrown up out the kingdom because they don't produce honey. So it is about productivity, guys. And not the productivity of making babies, no. The productivity of producing honey, producing the main product for the bees kingdom. So if you want to produce for the family, you should work very hard. And then what they call the females in that kingdom, they call them the labor, because all the females there, they go, they collect the honey, they collect all these materials, and they bring it back to the kingdom. So you don't want, we have this proverb in Arabic with the ذكر النحل, the male of bees, when the man is doing nothing. So we ask the woman, what is your husband doing? She says, he's the male of the bees. Because he does nothing. And this is very negative. Even if he bring money to the family, she calls him the male of the bees, because he doesn't really do much support, provide much support to the family. So guys, I think it is very important to think about these babies you are producing, and if you are not able to take care of these babies, don't produce them. And it is not really something really great to produce only babies and leave them to their moms, because moms, if she was supposed to raise the children by herself, Allah would give her the opportunity to do that, to be both at the same time. But you have been created there for a reason other than just producing children. The sister Anna Yusuf says, fantastic debate, true, real talk. Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you, Okan. So basically, we are reaching to the last 10 minutes of today's show, and I will summarize few ideas with you. The first idea is, if you think, guys, that ruling a family is an easy job, is not. When you make a decision to, and this talks is to sisters, when you make a decision to introduce your son to the marriage life or sex life, make sure you educate your child. You speak to your son. Don't give that role to the dad, because the dad will tell him different stories. You need to make sure, if you are there, You need to have this kind of serious talk with your child when he grown up. And my Jacob is 8 years now. I speak to him every day how to deal with women and how to be a man and how to be a responsible man. Because this is part of your job. If the dad is not present there, make sure you control this and you raise your child, male child, as a man. Because as there is a clear concept now, these brothers are deciding, majority of them, to keep you to that job. So just do it, sister, and make sure you are not influenced by the culture that gives the males all the justification to do whatever he wants, and then that consequences will be another generation where the children will be suffering. And for the brothers, if you have young children now and you are listening to me, make sure you build up a good relationship and be father. And being a father means to take a responsibility of everything happening in their life and to ask them what they are doing, how they do it, what is happening there. Be close friend to them, because that means you will really protect them from very dangerous situation in their life, especially if they are males, because they think they hold the life, but unfortunately this is not true. What is real? The real life is saying that these children need a guidance, and if you weren't there, then someone else will guide them. Those brothers and sisters who are justifying, for example, putting their children at risk, you are not parents, because as a parent you can't putting your children at risk for you to earn money and for you to become richer or rich or to cover your costs. This is your responsibility. You made your these children, you are responsible for them. They are not responsible for you.
Yeah, you're responsible and you need to look after them, take care of them, be a friend with them.
Yes.
So they don't scare of you, when they have a problem, so they can come straight away and talk to you and say, look, Dad, I have this problem and I need to sort you out.
Yeah, I think a lot of us didn't make the decision to bring the children. One of them is myself. I wasn't aware that I have to be very careful in making children, but I didn't think of this because no one told me. So tell your children now, tell them now. If they are going to produce children, then they need to be responsible. They need to think about these children, how to raise them, what to do with them, how to be responsible with them, and not to leave them to the benefit system to raise them, because the benefit system is not enough. For those parents, especially male, who tell their wife, oh, you have benefit, you can't live on it. No, benefit is not to live on. Benefit is to help you find a proper job and be responsible and accountable for your family. And I told you before, I think, in 2008, I was involved in a research about the children who are escaping school. And one of the results of that research is that a lot of children, they disrespect their parents, especially dads, when they live on the benefit system, because they think that the dad didn't make the effort to keep them and to work for them. Of course, we are not generalizing here, because some people are not really able to do work or find job. But again, you need to show your children, if you are not able to find job, you need to show them that you are productive, you are doing something for them. You need to involve in their life. You need to be active. You need to speak their language, because if you are in this country and any other country, you need to speak the language that your children speak. And lots of parents now, their children speak English and they don't speak English. So how are you going to involve in your child's life? You will force them to speak your language. Of course they will speak your language, but you wouldn't know anything about their personal life, because they will be communicating with the outsider in the English, and that is not really what you need to do. You need to be able to speak English so you are able to communicate with the teacher, you are able to communicate with the schools, you are able to communicate with the wider society. Yeah,
it's like you can go to the parents evening, go with the sport, take them to, so it's more important. That's the more important thing. So you need to be engaged with them. And that's what makes them a better person.
And what they make them respect you.
Yeah.
A lot of children, they lost the respect for their parents, because the parents are, especially dads, you are doing nothing for them, guys. Look at what you are doing. If you think you are making them a favor that you brought them to the life, then you are mistaken, with all respect. Because this is their destiny. They are supposed to be here, and you were able only to have a pleasure for half an hour maybe, or less, to bring this child. Let's be honest. So be responsible for your children. Rethink about this relationship, guys, because by the end of the day, these children are our fruit. They didn't make the decision to be here. They have been basically, with all respect, forced to be here. We brought them here. And as we brought them, we can't just leave them to the street. We can't really dive them toward danger and put their life in danger. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on them to make them upset. It's not fair on them. Being a father is a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility, and and you need to be. You need to be
a father. You need to be a father. And being a father, when your child is in the street, you should know that you are not enough. You're not good enough, because your child escaped you, and he didn't listen. I know raising children is not easy. Again, guys, I am a mother, and I know how hard to raise children. But I'm doing my best. But my best must be always looking at what I failed and try to create that support. We have, for example, this Moms United group. And we asked the father to attend this group many times. No one came. We are speaking in that group about how to communicate together to support children with who may be engaged in drugs dealing and knife crimes. But very rare, maybe 2 or 3 fathers who attended. And all the time they claim, they are busy doing money. But money is not more important than your child. Money is not more important than child. You are making the money for the children, isn't it? So if the children are not happy, what is the point of the money? You are making the money for yourself then, brother. Thank you very much for today's show. It was a serious talk.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the lovely comments as well, guys.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for being with us, with the show and listening to us. I hope we didn't hurt anybody.
No, we didn't. I think we just were mirroring what is happening, guys, and we shall come back to you next week with a topic about the role of the mom in raising the children. Again, we shall remind you, this brother, the houses are not hotel to eat and drink. Houses are a family place where you are responsible for all the blessing to your heart, and I wish you, inshallah, a very happy life. Assalamu alaikum.
On Link FM.